Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. I want to talk about the fighting this weekend, the UFC and the boxing. Dubois versus Usyk and Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. I did the full weekend of fighting, no sleep. Oh, I was tired yesterday. I was tired all day yesterday. I want to talk about Dubois versus Usyk first, or Usyk versus Dubois, however you want to say it. You know, I did say that Usyk would stop him early, which was 4, 5 or 6. You know, I had a cheeky little £20 on it. I think I got 6 or 7 to 1. So it was nice. It was nice to have a little cheeky win, cheeky win. And I think Usyk come out faster than what he usually does. Dubois looked stiff. He looked sloppy. Dubois didn't look himself. And I think Usyk has the ability to make someone like Usyk feel extremely uncomfortable. You know, when he's moving all the time. His lead hand is like a magician's wand, isn't it? You know, the way he moves it up and down, it's like a mesmerising thing. Like he's got this jab out, this southpaw jab out, and he's moving it up and down like a snake. You know, and I can only imagine how awkward it is to feel like I need to get round that hand, I need to get round that jab. You know, and trying to punch on the way in, and getting caught. It's just, I can't imagine fighting him. I couldn't imagine fighting someone like that. You know, it would just be so hard, so difficult. You know, so difficult. And I think Dubois was finding it really hard from the first bell to the last moment he was in there. I thought he was feeling really uncomfortable, and you could see it was showing. You know, when he was in his corner, when he went back to his corner, he was walking back to his corner. He just looked shell shocked. He looked like he just didn't belong. He didn't want to be there. You know, and for me, I think Dubois is a fabulous boxer. I think he's strong. I think he's powerful. I think when it comes to physical attributes, I don't think anyone will beat Dubois. I really don't. I think Dubois reminds me of how Joshua was in the early days. Strong, powerful, fast. You know, if he lands, he's doing damage without a shadow of a doubt. But fighting a technician like Usyk, it's just strange, isn't it? You know, he made Dubois look a bit silly. Yeah, madness. When I was sat watching it, I was thinking, wow, he is the greatest boxer that I will ever watch in my generation. You know, Usyk is the most talented boxer I'll ever see, I'll ever watch live, ever. He's absolutely fantastic. Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. What a fucking tear up that was. It's one of the reasons why when I'm watching fighting, I always lean towards the UFC more than I do boxing or any other sport, in fact, because you're guaranteed tear-ups. Like, both of them getting dropped. Both of them could have won that fight. You know, both of them were almost out. It's the ground game that saves them from getting put out, and it's entertaining to watch. I remember I used to watch UFC and I used to hate the ground game. I used to think, oh fuck's sake. When they used to land on the ground, I used to think, oh, it used to do me head in. Where now I can appreciate the ground game for what it is. You know, and doing a bit of training around jiu-jitsu and catch wrestling and stuff like that, it's helped me appreciate the fact that the work that goes in and the technique that goes in to become to be a grappler, to be a good grappler. It's fucking hard. It's really hard, you know, and it's a very, very difficult sport to learn. And these boys are putting it all together: swinging punches, kicks, knees, spinning back fists, spinning back kicks, landing on the floor, and then going into survival mode when they're being put on the back. Or like Dustin Poirier jumped straight on Max Holloway and went for the guillotine. You know, having the ability and on all these tools in your toolbox, you know, to be able to attack from the ground, from on feet, you know, I think it takes a special athlete, a special human being to hone all these skills, you know, to be a complete fighter. Because that's what they are, aren't they? When you're watching the likes of Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway, you think these are so complete. Like, they're such complete fighters when, you know, brilliant on the ground, can kick, can punch, can knee, can move, can defend. Like, you don't get any more of a conditioned, complete fighter on this planet than you do as these athletes that are fighting in the UFC. And UFC is the pinnacle of MMA, innit? It's like the Premier League of MMA. And when you're watching these guys on their fight, I mean, that night of fighting was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You know, Holland and Rodriguez, Paulo Costa looked strong. These guys looked absolutely fabulous. And when I was watching them, thinking, the years of training that's gone in and the dedication that's gone into these boys being this good, it's fucking inspiring. It's inspiring. Yeah, what a quality weekend of fighting. You know, I was glad that Dustin Poirier went out on his shield. I'm glad he never got stopped. You know, I'm glad he never got knocked out. And when I was watching the fight, I thought Max Holloway won, but I wouldn't have complained if Poirier had got it. I wouldn't have complained. You know, it was his retirement fight. So either way, I was happy. You know, I was happy to see that fight go the way it did. You know, I was glad to see Max Holloway get the win again. I want to see him make a run for the title, and maybe he's get that Ilya to Poirier fight again. Probably the same outcome, but yeah. Anyway, God bless. Take care. Big love.